This is Swamp Thing, our 1970 C10 pickup. And in our last video, Steve and I repaired pretty much like 99% of the frame rails on this truck. And what we're going to do today is we're going to put the rear end back in the truck to make it mobile again so we can move it, to take it apart, to put it back on the lift so we can get started on the metal repair. So let me show you some of the new parts we have for this truck, and then we'll get started, hopefully rolling the rear end back up on this lift without having it back off and kill us. So we have a brand new set of trailing arms, a set of restored coil springs, and then I knocked down and painted the stabilizer bar and the shock plates, brand new U-bolts, and we need to get all of that stuff right here. Yeah, it's fine. I'm not doing anything, so. All right, so there's probably a right way to go about putting this suspension back in, and then there's the way that we're gonna do it. So what we're going to do is we're going to hang the coil springs. We have brand new cups because these were one with the old cross member. They're pretty much just fused together with rust. So we're going to hang the coil springs with the new buckets and the new hardware. And then we are going to put our trailing arms in. And then we're going to walk the rear end up onto the lift and hopefully make it one. This is a good time by yourself, by the way. I would just like to point out that I did that one by myself, but it's probably the best coil spring I've ever seen, if we're being honest with one another.
Well, you're here by yourself. Nobody else is here.
Yeah, that's true. So we got one on. I'm going to watch Steve struggle to do the other one. I am not going to help. And then we'll move on to our trailing arms. All right, with our coil springs in, we're going to go ahead and shove our new trailing arms in. Now, these are coming back out again, because this portion of the frame still needs to be ground down, blasted, and painted. But like I said before, we need to move this truck so we can take it apart in a different spot. So for now, this is going back together as is. And we also got new spring cups for the bottom as well. All right, so once we bring the trailing arm up, that'll meet the coil spring. Pocket can go on top. But the hardware that came with these is a little short, so we're going to have to run out to the store to grab longer bolts. But with all of this in, I think I might be ready to roll this rear end up and start setting everything into place. Steve and I ran to the hardware store. We got the longer bolts, so now the coil springs are bolted into the shock cross member as well as the trailing arms. We're going to drop the lift down, roll the rear diff back underneath this thing, get our lowering blocks and new U-bolts underneath, and Swamp Thing will be a roller once again. Now I think over to you a little bit. Yeah. So a slight miscalculation on my part. I ordered U-bolts that were too short, but that's not going to stop us. So what we're going to do, currently have the U-bolts that are in fact too short. Basically just lining up the rear diff on the trailing arms, and we're going to throw, at least for now, just to move the truck, a ratchet strap around there to keep it anchored. I'm going to put the track bar back in a second. We have brand new polyurethane bushings for that. So once the rear diff is basically secured in this thing, we're going to start to loosen up the front end, move this truck so we can pull the front end off, hopefully in one shot, store it, and then we're going to start working on yanking the cab off. So I'm going to toss the track bar back in, secure this rear diff, and then we'll come back when we start pulling off the front end, and I'm sure we'll find some more good stuff in there. So truck is back on all fours. We have our billet U-bolts installed, but it's enough now where the rear is not going to come flying out of the truck. We got our track bar in with the new bushings, so it's not going to shift side to side. And now we can focus. So whole front end's got to come off the truck. I think Mother Nature already removed the bolts on the rad support, and it's possible that the only thing holding these fenders on are the bolts up front. But either way, we're going to start loosening things up and then just yank on it. And then we can back this thing up, move the front end, and then start working on getting our cab off. All right, time to see if there's anything more than these two bolts holding this front end on. I don't think there is, because I'm watching it drop right now. But there's still two on the other side. Steve's going to break those loose, and then we're going to see if we can just peel this thing off the front of the truck in one shot.
Let's give it the old heave-ho.
Well, there you have it. This is what was holding the front end up, and it was just those 4 bolts in the back of the fender. This is remnants of the Flex Seal radiator repair that we did when we got this thing running. Let me bring you guys inside and show you what we're working with. So rad support, we knew, no good. Battery tray, no good. We did pick up one inner fender for this truck, but the braces on the bottom are actually in really good shape. And I thought those were going to be gone because most of the time you have stuff like that hanging out in there. But somehow it's solid. So I think that we might be able to reuse these fenders. So we've got some work cut out for us, obviously in the toe board area, some in the cowl. All right, so this thing's going back on the lift right after Steve just rallies all the suspension we put in back out of it. This thing's going back on the lift, and we are going to start disassembling to get the cab off, to start doing some metal repair. All right, now that we have Swamp Thing back on the lift, we got to start taking all of this stuff out of here so we can actually lift the body off the frame. So Steve is working on the steering. I'm going to start taking these seat bolts out that actually are mounted through 2x4s. If you watched the first video on this truck, and we kind of went through all of the special features that this thing has. So these are going to be no longer. Seat is out, and you can see completely through the floor in multiple spots. It's actually separated from the floor to the rocker, front to back. One of the bolt holes for the seat was actually going through here, so I loosened it up for nothing, but the stud was jammed in the wood, so it actually did turn. So in my defense, I thought that it was attached, but it wasn't. And then the 2 holes on the other side, a little bit further back, they actually drilled through the frame to mount those, which was good because there was nothing but hopes and dreams keeping it in here. It was also integrated into the exhaust hanger on one side. Just quality work, top to bottom. But we did get wheel chocks out of it, so can't be that mad. All right, I'm going to shove all the stuff from the other seat onto this side of the floor now and take that one out. I'm sure it's just as good over there. Okay, got passenger side seat out. Look at this. Oh, what a treat. Don't worry about it, just fiberglass over whatever's not there. No one will be able to tell. It goes all the way up here too. Love it, good for us. Next day, where we left off last night, Steve and I pulling the fuel tank out of the truck, and much like everything else on there, the fuel tank is not savable either, and I'll show you why. So we got a fair amount of rot and corrosion right here. There's also this dog in the tank who's just completely feral. In addition to the hole, or holes, somebody actually filled this full of used motor oil. So we're not even going to bother trying to clean this up and use it. And then while I was pulling the seats out, Steve disconnected the master cylinder and the steering column. So I think the only thing holding this body on currently is the shifter cable has to get removed or cut because it's completely frozen solid. And I think we have 4 body bolts total holding the cab to the frame. They look like they're either going to need to be cut, or as soon as you put a ratchet on them, they're going to snap off. But I think once we have that, we might be ready to lift the body of this truck off the frame. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Nothing wrong with any of that.
Guess how many ants are in here?
1.
All of them. It's another day, hopefully the last day of this video, and you might see all the lumber behind us. No, we're not building a deck. It is time to pull the body off the frame of our C10. So we got the rear suspension back in. The plan today is prop this up, lower the lift, basically drop the frame out from underneath, roll the frame out, roll the wooden cart underneath so we can actually start getting ready to do the floor and the rockers on this truck. And I hope this is going to work. We have one of Home Depot's finest bent 4x4s up there. We also have a 2x12 that we may screw on top of that just for a little bit of added support. And I think the plan is we're going to run ratchet straps from the firewall up to the studs on the 4-post lift to basically stop it from tilting. And then it's going to be a mad dash to hopefully push the frame out and lower this thing back down before it comes crashing down on top of us. For support in the cab, we've left the doors on and latched. Normally we would try and weld like metal rod in between, similar to what we did on the Camaro or what I did on the 56 when we did the floor pan on that car. But I think we're just going to leave the doors in there and hope for the best. Hopefully once that floor is in there, it'll kind of position everything. So we're going to find the sketchiest way possible to secure this. Steve's already working on that. And then bring you guys back when we drop this thing to the ground and crush it. All right, so we have this thing pretty much rigged up where I think it's going to come off pretty freely and hopefully not swing like a giant pendulum. Well, we're going to find out now. Clear over here. Yeah, you're good. Yeah, we'll be good. Good. Yeah, just like that. It's going to demolish this rocker. We can't push it now. All right, so we got the frame rolled in the back. And you can see everything that was underneath the cab. Obviously, this entire frame is going to get the same treatment that the back of the frame did. And this is in slightly better shape than the back half was. There's one spot underneath the shock cross member that's going to need some attention, but we're probably going to blow everything apart, pull the engine and transmission back out of this, clean, paint everything, new brake lines. So we obviously have some more work cut out for us. And even though this is technically going backwards, this is a huge step forward for this truck. Now with it on the cart, we can cut the entire floor out, get that welded in, new rockers in. I think we're going to end up probably reskinning the doors and whatever other patches or metal repair that we need. There's a couple spots in the cowl that this truck's going to need, but this is all necessary to get this thing back to where it belongs. Now, not that we're going to take a break from this car, but we do have to get the front end assembled on Steve's 67 Camaro that's currently in the garage. So we need to get that car mobile so we can move the cab of the truck into the garage, do the metal repair on that. So might be not necessarily a break, but a couple things that need to be completed before we get back on this truck. We will be back on it. There's plenty more work to do. If you guys enjoyed the video or you like these trucks, please consider subscribing or giving the video a like. It does help us out. And then you'll get notified of the next time that we decide to work on this pile of garbage. But thank you guys again. We'll see you very soon.